Okay, welcome back. And the president has said that categorically by the end of the month, in this month of September, his cabinet, long awaited, it will be in place. That will keep some people quiet. Those that are agitating, it's their right to do so. That will keep them quiet. But those that knew that there was a way that these things have to be done, they would not be surprised at all. Now, gentlemen, bearing in mind all that you said about President Buhari, his disposition, and how it's going to sort of inform the way he's going to go about his work, I was just thinking that it's very exciting, the prospect of the people who are going to come on board, because we've determined that they must be soulmates of Buhari. They're not going to be identical, but they must be. What is the expression now?
They must buy into
his vision and his concept. They must be on the same page. Now, just thinking of a bunch of 20 odd people. I don't know how many ministers they're going to be. 20? No, there must be, first of all, one from every state. Whatever.
36.
You got 36, 40 guys, all of them thinking like Buhari. I cannot touch a cupboard that is not my own. You cannot pass anything to me under the table. That is your right. It's not, I like you, so I will do it for you. That kind of an attitude. And Nigeria is not going to be the same, if we can pull it off.
I agree completely with you. And already we have seen that indication. The first person he chose, it was his running mate.
Yes.
And you can see the caliber of person who ran with him.
In Osinbajo.
In terms of scholarship, in terms of discipline, in terms of integrity, in terms of exposure and background. That shows the worldview of the president. When some of us make some of these pronouncements, we are making it from authoritative perspectives. I have known Professor Yemi Osinbajo, for instance, since 1985. He was my lecturer. He lectured me law of evidence. And all those who were members of that class, he even supervised my father year project. So I know him as a strict disciplinarian who does not, and the major NGO which he floated is Integrity Watch. That was his NGO. Now, apart from the person of Professor Yemi Osinbajo, look at the appointments Buhari has made so far. Is there any one of those appointments that anybody in his right senses can fault on the integrity index?
No, they're busy faulting
on the integrity index.
They're busy faulting on the lopsidedness index.
So integrity index we're talking about. Again, Nigeria, Buhari left power 30 years ago. And he has not been living in all parts of Nigeria since he left power.
Yes.
He's been living mostly in Daura and Kaduna.
Yes.
So now, if you have met me 5 years ago, the question you ask me is that, what have you become? And that is important. So people who think you should know, everyone aspire to the presidency of the country, they should know everybody. I'm sure he has some people in mind at the time he came into power. And people forget the fact that the business of appointing ministers is not a tea party. You have some people in mind, such names are sent for security clearance, and you cannot imagine what will be the outcome of such screening. And you don't expect the president to go ahead and appoint, even in the face of negativity of responses. I'm not saying. Like he said, I don't have access to any privilege, but I can decide that he has some people in my probably, and he could not, under the circumstances, in view of what he has set for himself to achieve, allow his own reputation to be polluted in any way, and that is critical.
And I think part of that also, Clem, would be this matter of the spread is going to be right. I just have that feeling.
Yori, it is good for people to say, people who felt that the spread wasn't right, it is good for them to speak. But again, as we used to say, and I've said here, this is a man that is very procedure-oriented. Now, you will notice that, take the immigration, for example. In the immigration, it was just the next in line that was chosen. Do you get the point? So, okay, I'm sure when it comes to the cabinet, what the Constitution refers as Federal Executive Council, by law, he would have to choose people from various parts of the country. And he has said that he is going to be dictated to by the governors. Now, the system we had was an imbalanced federation in which the governors chose the cabinet for the president, essentially because they were their nominees, most of them. Yes. Chose local council chairman, because let's face it, there has not been democracy at that level. And at times even determine who will be councillor, and then chose their own cabinet. Now, you cannot run a system like that. You are the president. You have the responsibility for what happens at the Federal Executive Council, and you outsource it to the governor because we're running a skewed federalism. It's not going to work that way. And even the National Assembly that clears, the Senate that clears the cabinet nominees, they had this thing that said, if, for instance, if I came from Lagos and I was nominated as a minister, the 3 senators from Lagos, at least 2 of them must agree to my nomination. Otherwise, they're not going to consider me at all. Forget about even bow and go, take a bow.
Is that a constitutional provision?
No, that was the standing order of the Senate.
I'm sorry, you continue this idea, but Mohammed from Lokoja has been holding on for a while, and let me not lose him. Good morning, Mohammed.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in.
I greet Mr. Wahab and the other man. I greet them so much. They know the right thing. And let me put it this way. We that living in the northern Nigeria, we suffer a lot under PDP government. These people are very, very wicked. Now, this 100 days of Baba Buhari, it is more than the 16 years of the PDP. I have friends in Maiduguri. We know what we are passing through. These people, they are just, I don't know how to put it. God bless Nigeria and God fully Baba Buhari, give him long life and prosperity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mohammed. Well, there was some indication from Mohammed's speech there that things just weren't fair. And I suppose those are the kind of things that will be taken care of when you have the kind of men that we hope Buhari will bring on board, since we have we're taking our bearing from he himself. Yes. And if nothing, you can't be a tribalist, you can't be corrupt, you can't be unfair. You know, just those things. You must be a patriot, yes. You know, or just all those things. If everybody, and if you're those things, then you can't begin to steal the Commonwealth, whatever it is. But this whole business of corruption, as we know, people are saying that it could be something of a wild card, that, you know, you just never know. It depends on how strict you're going to be with the definition of corruption. I like when Wahab said he put it in a sequence of about 6, 7 different breakdowns. You could look at that as corruption.
Even there's spiritual corruption. when our religious leaders stop doing what they're supposed to do, and stop preaching sermons that are not in tune with the scriptures that they propound.
One moment, let me take Dr. John, who has called in. Good morning, Dr. John.
Good morning, Mr. Yori, and good morning, gentlemen.
Thank you for calling in.
The situation here is that Nigerians really underestimate the rot that PDP left behind. This is 16 years of rot we're talking about. Each government that came in was meant to cover up the previous government's atrocities. And people trying to stampede the general into action, saying, you know, you should probe. Before Jonathan left when he left, he was bringing people into key positions. What do you think he was bringing them in like a week to his departure time? They were meant to cover things up. So things are not that easily discovered. And then another thing, you're not going to rush to court unless you have a strong case. Else we keep doing the merry-go-round. And you're dealing with somebody who is very meticulous. And people in Nigeria, I think they forget that apart from the integrity, you're dealing with one of the brightest minds that this country has produced. This is a very intelligent man. Nigerians kind of get sold on the humility, but don't see the intelligence side, or they downplay. This is a very brilliant man. And Nigerians have to own the process. They have to support it. And when the ministers are named, all Nigerians need to do is shout and ask and demand that everybody, for you to be a minister in Nigeria, you have to publicly declare your assets. It's that simple. It's that or you don't. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you very much for calling in, Dr. John.
Yeah.
You know, we're starting with the president, and everybody's waiting on the president, the presidency, but this also concerns the states. And what has been said in relation to this, that we've even heard that governors should do it. I don't know, how optimistic are you that the governors are going to get on board this particular train and follow their leader, follow the president? And then, of course, this goes down to the commissioners, this goes down to the permanent secretaries who are named. Permanent secretaries in particular are named. You must declare your assets.
I think all categories of public officials, including governors, ministers, senators, have no choice. And that is why where the followership comes in. Have no choice now. The bar has been raised.
Yes, yes, the bar has been raised.
Yes. The number one man has shown leadership by declaring assets. The number two man has done so. Who are you?
Who are you? And that's what Dr. John was just saying in that last call, that Nigeria it now behoves Nigerians to take ownership of this and demand. Tell us who you are. We need to know you.
Yes.
Yakub, good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Chief Yori. And then good morning to Barrister Wab. And
you insist on putting this chief. It's just Yori. Carry on, carry on, please.
You are not chief now. See, Chief Yori, let me say this. Sometimes I do ask myself a simple question. If happens to be this change that we have now does not come to play, what do you think? Where do you think we are by now? I'm always happy when I see this Baba go slow and steady. Because the question is this. Sometimes I ask myself, so this country has gone beyond my thinking, beyond everybody's thinking, because something has spoiled a lot. And then people are not telling us he should give us minister last 2 months ago. Baba want to put the structure in place. Any minister that is coming now, see, if you are, let me tell you this is a point. Some minister now, some people that think they want to be a minister in this country now, they will write to Baba, please don't nominate me again. I don't want to be. Because they know they cannot declare their asset. Because when they declare the asset, they will ask them, how many times did you serve as a governor? Where are you coming before a governor? You serve 8 years, and then you declare almost $100 billion. Where did you get that money from? So EFCC will have a lot of work to do. So that is why they will not likely to go there. Now you are not going to see people that with integrity to go and serve Nigerian citizens. And then let me go by the last caller. Any minister now that wants to be a minister in this country, Nigeria should take the fall by the call. We should ask them, declare your assets publicly. Failure to do that, you cannot be a minister in this country. Thank you.
All right, thank you. The people have taken, Yakub has taken possession of that idea. After he's been appointed by the president or whoever, I say, if you refuse to declare your assets, yes.
All should belong to the people.
To the people.
The people have the fight to fight now.
Yes,
it's their own fight.
Yeah, it's a civic obligation.
Now, the states, it would appear, are getting, they're getting direction.
Yes.
They're getting direction that in this dispensation, if wishes were horses, this is how I'd like it to run. And I'm not just saying that, I'm walking the talk. I'm not just talking, I'm also walking the talk. I've declared, my vice has declared, any minister that's going to come on board is going to have to declare.
Yeah.
This now puts the governors and their teams, well, I wouldn't say under pressure, but it does give them guidance.
There's a heavy moral burden.
Yes, it is a moral burden.
Heavy moral
that,
burden.
quite frankly, they're going to have to discharge.
Yes.
Because how would any state now be doing it differently?
Yes.
I guess, I don't know if the governors have not had too much pressure in terms of where are your commissioners, where is your cabinet, because everybody's been concentrating on the center.
Yes,
but it's an issue there too. No, very few, I don't think that anyone has announced a set of commissioners yet. No. It's still, so these, one of the reasons why that hasn't been so, possibly, is that they were waiting to see direction from the center. Now they've got it, they don't have a choice. This is what they're going to have to apply.
I think the next item, apart from this public declaration of asset, I believe is also critical, is to have in place at the federal level, and even at the state level, and in all the arms of government, a code of governance, a code of conduct for public officers.
Yes, but that has always been there. It's not been implemented.
It's not
There's
been
a code of
implemented.
conduct. There's a
I
code
don't
of
know.
conduct. And this is why I'm saying that the government of what the president is doing is that, look, even the code of conduct, the letter of the law was not being implemented.
The code of conduct, the code of ethical and political conduct.
Exactly. So which means that he is saying beyond the letter of the law, I have absorbed the spirit of the law. The spirit is that there should be transparency, public service, public service should be like the notion of public service in developed countries, that you go to serve the public.
Yes, and no governor can rightly, with a right mindset, go against that or object to that. Pa Johnson from Agege, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Oga Yori.
I'm sorry I held you on that one.
Two wise men over there. The matter in this country is self-managed government we have been expecting, we have been having before. We have the wrong type of people in power, and everybody has known now. Buhari has come, and it was God's making. If anybody wants to distract him, he's just playing on his own. Buhari will rule this country in a very good form. I want to bet those who are criticizing it now that in future to come, when we want to vote, we know those who have made Jonathan to fail. We know them. Let them go and form any party in this country. We know them one by one. Let them give their party any other name. Nobody will vote for them in this country. They will fail. And they should go and center, as Yoruba people always say, I am Johnson. They will never see road again. Buhari is there now. They should leave him alone.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in. Pa Johnson from Agege is one of our regular callers. You wouldn't know it from the strength of his voice. He's a 77-year-old, and he has told us, a quite interesting story about the ridiculous pension that he's receiving now. But thank you, as always, for calling in, Pa Johnson. And then, since we need competent hands, it's good to have clean hands, but you must also be competent, because yes, there must be a competent set of hands as well, because there is much work to be done. Yes, we're clearing the fog of corruption out of the way. That's what the presidency is doing right now. But then choosing men is the other challenge. I have heard views. People have said that, look, I hear what you're saying about lopsidedness or not lopsidedness, but at the end of the day, my concern is, can we just put, that is, I'm paraphrasing the view, can we just put competent people there? And it doesn't really matter to me where they come from. If they like, let them come from 2 states of the Federation. Just put competent people there, because they're not going to be taking care of their states. They're going to be taking care of Nigeria. And if they're the most competent hands, then why sacrifice one of them to go and get hold of a Yori just because she must balance it out? And Yori might not be as competent as that guy.
No, Yori, but there ought to be a sense of belonging by every part of the country. Okay. But my take is this, that every part of this nation has competent hands, has men and women of conviction, has men and women of integrity. And those who have the organizational skills, the leadership skills, to provide the sort of leadership to head the various ministries and the various agencies of the federal and state governments, as it were. So I don't think it's here to say, yeah, let them come from just anywhere. No,
that was just overstating the point.
Yes, overstating the point.
There was too much of a sing-song on the lopsidedness of it.
Yes,
but then you're saying that it's justified.
It's not justified as such, but I think I would accept people to talk.
Okay.
I always say that people should be allowed to express.
But there must be this sense of inclusiveness.
I like the argument.
Yes, but could I beg your pardon, please? Let me bring in Mr. Opara from VI, and then I'll come straight back to you. Good morning, Mr. Opara. Mr. Opara? Mr. Opara?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And morning to the guest here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, there's something I want to say. the president we have is a man well known. But I thought the problem we have in this country is the people that are in the Senate and the rest. Many of these governors that have looted these funds, they are all there. I'm going to break this man to the last. If he has declared disaster, let the senators and the rest also do the same. That is the truth.
All right.
So please, let him compare them to do it. Because many of them have finished their state and they have run there for immunity.
Okay.
That's what I want to cover.
Thank you very much. Did you hear Wahabi? Let the president, let somebody compel somebody.
Yes, he's saying that maybe compel the senators and the others to do a public declaration of their assets.
Okay.
I think the best the president can do
is what he has
not to
done.
compare.
Yeah.
Is to impose a heavy moral burden.
Yes.
On everybody by his actions.
Yeah.
It's a moral situation.
It's a moral, and it has a lot of strength.
It does.
Because the international communities watch. And there are also best practices to draw examples from. In the UK, in the US, in Albania, in Tanzania, in some other countries. The parliament has also played a critical role in the declaration of assets. Some of them open registers where you can access whatever property or assets they have. I think our National Assembly too should begin to also think.
Really? Because when you look at it,
in this direction.
Because we're in a mess. Nobody is going to deny that we're in a corruption mess. And and no sane person can say, I object to this fight against it. So everybody should come on board and has to come on board. But as you said, it's going to be a moral suasion thing. We can't compel. Now, if you don't join that particular train, then you face the public as to why.
People will not know.
Yes. Razak, thank you very much for holding on, Razak. Please go ahead. Good morning, Razak.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Personally, I have confidence in President Buhari. You know, as a very small boy in 1983, 85, you know, the reason why I believe in Buhari was that I remember that time I was just going to school. I was a primary school boy, you understand me, sir? So I saw Buhari administration price control, you know?
Oh, okay.
That time.
That's around 75, I think.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yeah, please continue.
So I saw that poster like that on a wall where they wanted to, you know, change the price of most of the commodities that
was the price control era. I remember that era. Yes.
So the price of rice was 200 naira. You understand me now? They drew that 200 naira, then they drew another one. They canceled that one that has 200 naira. Then they did their own where they put 50 naira. You understand me? And since then, my mind has been on Buhari. Then I now thank God that Buhari became our president. So those people that are criticizing him, I believe they are not patriotic Nigerians. Because if they look at the
Thank you very much.
Of this man. I'm a Obama, I'm not Osama.
Thank you very much. Okay, you had to say that. We could hear it from your tone, actually, but then you still had to say it because Razak could be from either. Razak seems to be saying that the people-focused stance of Buhari is what caught his attention, even as a kid. He said he was in primary school then. Maybe that was around 1975.
Even the breakout of Buhari, he broke out from the northern part of the country. And when you ask them that what is it about Buhari that you like, say he will be truthful. He won't steal public money. He has concern for the poor. That has been the thing since 2003 when he started, before his reputation was now spreading around, you know, all over the place. So people have that notion of him.
Let me take our last caller. Ifeanyi from Surulere, I believe. Good morning.
Yes. Ifeanyi from Surulere. Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, what I just want to say is that the Bible says, arise, shine, for the light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Yeah.
I want to say to Nigeria that this is the time for us to arise, for our light has come. Nigerians must not miss this opportunity. If we miss this time around, we may never get it again in our history. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ifeanyi. And actually, we've run out of time, so
Yes.
I don't know. That was a fitting place to leave it, but just a few seconds to close.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do expect that he would get a good cabinet, and he will insist on very high standards, morally, ethically, and organizationally, and in terms of leadership.
I believe there are people of integrity, who are gifted in all the geopolitical zones of the country. It should reflect that, emphasizing competence, character, and capacity.
Indeed. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And as Ifeanyi said, Ifeanyi thinks that our time in Nigeria has come.
Yes.
And let's not mess it up.
Yes.
Rise, shine Nigeria.
Yes, rise, shine Nigeria.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Clembaye and Wahab Shitu. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. I'm Yori Falari. Bye-bye for now.